you know, though, actually, that boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider?
Yeah, I mean, I was just there earlier this week. I had to leave pretty quickly because I knew that we had this podcast today, and I didn't want to be unprepared. So
that's so nice of you. Thank you for being considerate of that.
Welcome to The Dive, the official podcast of Wavestream Media. I'm Mark.
And I'm Cece. We're the founders of Wavestream, and this is where we slow down, talk it out, and dive into the stuff that deserves a little more airtime.
One topic, one story, or one person per episode. Whether it's something we're building, something we're questioning, or something we just can't stop thinking about.
Let's dive in.
I think what we're about to get into is not something I spend a lot of time thinking about, honestly.
No, I think the problem with this is it's all going to be things we don't spend any time thinking about. And that's what we're going to be exposing in this episode.
So when you pitched this idea to me, you said what we should do is basically like that TV show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And we're going to...
I used to love that show when I was a kid. I was like, put me on. But I didn't know it when I was in fifth grade. So
Yeah, I wasn't really like a trivia guy. Really, like, Jeopardy, any of that sort of stuff. Not really my bag when I was a kid.
No, I mean, it's not my bag now either. I'm continuously in awe by the amount of things that people just like know. And I want to preface this. I want to say this at the beginning. Well, two things. I am an intelligent person. I promise. I just know what my lane is. And a lot of what we're going to be getting into today is not my lane. I have intelligence. The other thing is people on the internet love to call me stupid, like the first thing that they do. And I feel like I'm just like opening up the floodgates for that to happen again with this episode. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know I'm an idiot. So, like, when I get really low marks on this particular test we're about to take, it's not going to surprise me. But
yeah,
I feel much the same way. Like, I'm definitely like, smart in my own way, and I know a lot of stuff. But there's a reason I don't like bar trivia, right? Like bar trivia, they give you like 4 or 5 lanes, and I'm like, okay, well, TV and movies, not something I know a lot about, right? U.S. presidents. Like, I love sports, but like old school, like sports trivia. No, I'm going to be like a fish out of water. I don't know about football in the 70s.
No, I feel like I know enough about a lot of those topics to have a conversation about them, but don't ask me questions like that about them, because I don't know the answers to the bar trivia questions. And when somebody suggests, like, oh, we should go do trivia, I'm like, is that fun to you? Like, I don't understand the people who do enjoy that personally, but maybe I'm just jealous.
Yeah, I mean, I think the closest that I'll come to that sort of thing is music bingo. I don't mind music bingo because...
that sounds fun. I've never done that before, but I like where your head's at with that.
Yeah, like the DJ will get up and they'll like play like a mix and they'll play, like 15, 30 seconds of each song, and you kind of have to identify the song pretty quickly, and then you mark it off on the bingo card. Boom, bingo. Boop, 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 boop. And
that sounds fun.
Like, that's a pretty good time.
Yeah.
But like just regular old trivia, no. It's so funny because I think the idea of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader is so interesting because it is like fact recollection and like memorization, like those sorts of things. Whereas like you spend so much time in school learning how to do like critical thinking and like synthesis of like new ideas and like evaluating things, right? And so
no critical thinking here.
Well, that's
pure recall.
That's good. I'm feeling a little low on wrinkles in my brain lately. So hopefully, this will be reassuring to me.
Yeah, I will say I did look for several different types of quizzes, so I do have an idea of what's on here.
Okay.
I know the first question is going to make us immediately be like, well, why are we even doing this? It gets better past the first question, I promise. So, without further ado, here we are on profs quizzes. Smarter than a fifth grader? Prove it here. We'll see about that.
Oh, starting off with some bird facts.
I know. How much do you know about birds? Me personally, nothing. Other than my family thinks that if a bird comes and visits you at your house, like stands outside your window or something, that it's a dead relative. But that I don't think they're gonna ask me about that here.
No, I mean I know the names of a few birds, but I mean, I don't know much about the mechanics of racing birds here. We've got the first question, which is the fastest bird on foot amongst the ostrich, eagle, woodpecker, sparrow, and dragon, one of my favorite birds?
Right, of course. I actually, now that I've looked at the answers, I didn't look at them because I was really trying not to cheat. I think I do know the answer to this.
My guess is going to be the ostrich.
I think it is the ostrich. I think that it's the fastest. We're correct. We got the first one right.
Off to a great start.
They are capable of reaching 43 miles per hour. Wow. That is really fast.
I was thinking, obviously, like you look at it and it's got big, long legs. But the other thing, too, is, Roadrunner looks like an ostrich, right? Like the cartoon Roadrunner.
Is he supposed to be an ostrich, perhaps? Did they know something that we didn't back then?
I don't know. But, like, he was fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or she. I don't know. Is Roadrunner a he or a she?
Maybe Roadrunner is non-binary. We don't know the answer.
Well, they're really fast.
Yes. What is our name? We'll put our name in here just so that way if we get on the leaderboard, we'll be up there. All right. Who was the first person to step foot on the moon? Neil Armstrong, John Glenn, Alan Shepard, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, or Sally Ride?
I think it's Neil Armstrong, isn't it?
Yeah, I do know the answer to this one from my time at the planetarium. If I didn't know... Oh, I spelled her name wrong.
Wavestream? Oh, well, it's like the classic, audio file wave. You were just
right.
You were just thinking, more traditionally.
Right. I think if I didn't know that Neil Armstrong was the first person to set foot on the moon, they would not have allowed me to teach science to children. But July 20th, 1969. What's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind? I think that that's not actually what he said, if I remember correctly, but that's what it has become over time. Something along those lines, though.
I was worried that I might overthink this because I knew Buzz Aldrin was also a moon landing dude. Mm-hmm. So I had worried that I might pick that or might have picked Neil Armstrong out of turn. But no, you got to trust your gut on these things.
Absolutely. That's what it is what we're learning. But no, and I want to say all of these astronauts trained at the planetarium in which I taught the children. They learned to navigate the planets and the stars in the solar system.
In Chapel Hill?
Planetarium. In Chapel Hill.
Wow.
That's where they trained the astronauts.
That's so cool.
I know. It is pretty cool. Okay, now we're doing math. How many minutes are there in 3 hours and 45 minutes? 60 times 3 plus 45, which is...
225?
Wait, 60, 120, 180. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because 3 hours is 180 minutes. Yep.
We're actually apparently really smart, is what we're learning.
Fifth graders got nothing on us.
Right. We're so graduating elementary school today. With the picture of Joe Biden, who was the first president of the United States. John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, John Jay, Abraham Lincoln, or George Washington.
The picture of Biden here is just like so misleading, right?
It really is. He's not on the list. He was certainly not the first president.
No.
Bless him. Even though people like to act like he is so old that he was.
I'll pick his friend George Washington.
I think I will too. I will say though, we're correct. I love John Adams. There's like a really good, I want to say it's HBO, did it? Series type of storytelling series about John Adams. That was so fascinating. So if you don't know anything about John Adams, I would look him up. Yeah,
I really don't. I know that there's been like a lot of, renewed interest in old presidents from like Hamilton and all that sorts of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I'm still pretty like removed from that discourse, honestly.
Well, get on in it because it's happening whether you're there or not.
Like, I think my most recent exposure to like revolutionary era America was like that SNL bit with that
Oh yeah,
comedian
the comedian Nate
Nate
Bargatze.
Bargatze. Yeah,
And he's like, we're gonna do this, and it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I
yeah.
know the
We're
one you're
gonna
talking about.
found a country that uses feet instead of meters. Feet,
Right.
sir. Yeah, that was pretty
I
funny.
love that. They just redid another one of those, didn't they, when he was on recently?
Oh, I don't know.
I, I feel like there's more than one now. But I agree, those are really funny. Okay, let's get into
Ooh.
minerals. Name the hardest natural mineral. Iron, quartz, diamond, cobalt, or silver.
I want to say diamond. I know that diamonds are very hard.
That's what I would think too. I feel like iron and silver are out because I feel like I know that they are not, like, they are flexible.
Yeah, I think diamond is definitely harder than quartz. So cobalt would be the only real competition here, I think.
I don't even know anything about cobalt either. I'm going to be honest. I've heard it. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, me neither.
You want to go diamond?
Yeah, let's stick with what we know.
Wow, we're 6 for 6. I mean, 5 for 6 if you count the fact that I spelled our name wrong. Yeah. Comprised of carbon atoms arranged in a crystal lattice structure, which gives its unique property, ability to resist scratching and used in industrial applications. Interesting.
I was a little worried there for a second.
I was too. I thought we were going to break our streak. This, I think, is where we break our streak, though, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah,
Because
anatomy.
I don't even know where these things are. So,
Which is the which is the largest and strongest bone in the human body? Between the femur, the ulna, the innominate bone, the
I've
radius,
never even heard of that. I feel like it's fake.
and the tibia.
Your ulna, isn't that in your elbow? So I feel like that's not strong, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's between the femur and the tibia. I want to say the femur because I think the femur is usually the one that gets equated with like those big like dinosaur-looking bones that you would see on like a cartoon.
Isn't that like the front? Is that your leg? Your femur is your leg? Is that
I
right?
think the femur is in the leg, yes.
What is the tibia? Because isn't that also in your leg? I think it is the tibia, and then like there's another F one that kind of rhymes
the
with
tibia
it.
and the fibia, yeah. I think that they're buddies.
Isn't that? Are they both in your leg? Or am I making that up?
No, I think you're right. I think the femur might be an arm bone.
That doesn't feel right either. Femur is giving leg to me.
Femur is giving leg, but I think one is probably like the thigh bone, and the other is probably like the calf.
Yeah,
bone,
maybe
right?
so. Maybe so. I don't know where your radius is. I'm gonna put that out there too. I have no clue. And a nominate bone, I don't even think is real.
No,
I feel like they're pranking me.
That's a made up word.
Okay, so what do we want to pick?
Femur was my gut instinct here, so I would go with that.
Let's go femur. We are correct. Oh, femur is thigh. Which means, hold on, where is your tibia? Tibia and fibula are the two bones that form your lower leg.
Gotcha. So we were right. They were both leg bones, just different parts of the leg.
It was all giving leg. We were so right.
Can we get bring up the tape? We need to see if the innominate bone is in fact a real bone.
Oh, yeah.
Not just like a made up thing to confuse fifth graders.
Okay. It is the bone formed from the fusion of the ilium. I don't know. It's your hip. Your hip bone. I don't know how to pronounce any of these other things, but it is your hip bone. It is called the innominate bone because it means unnamed or nameless in Latin. Historically, anatomists couldn't find a single fitting name for it because it's a fusion of 3 separate bones, which form the hip bone.
Dude, when my girlfriend hears this podcast, she's going to roast me because she's a massage therapist. She knows a lot about the human body. And she's going to be like, you couldn't even remember the femur?
No, but we knew it was giving leg. Okay, we knew.
Deep down, we knew. We didn't know, but
We didn't know
we
that we knew, but we
we
knew.
had a good feeling about it, and
Yes,
sometimes that's all you need.
absolutely. All right, which planet is closest to the sun? I'm happy to see that there's more planet questions. This is where I thrive.
So we have which planet is closest to the sun. We have options being Venus,
Oh
Mercury,
yeah.
Jupiter, Earth, and Saturn. I have my guess. I want to hear your guess here.
I know it. It's Mercury.
I was going to say Mercury because I remember the my very excellent mother just made us 9 pizzas.
I remember honestly, even after all of my astronomy trading from the Drake and Josh episode, where they're calling on the phone and they're trying to win tickets to something, and they sing a little song. What I saw Mercury, then Venus, I saw the Earth, then Mars, and they sing it out, and that has made me remember the planets for my entire life.
I don't
Since I saw
remember
it.
that bit.
Well, you should look it up. It's pretty good. Insert bit here if we can find it somewhere because it's pretty helpful.
You got 10 seconds.
Come on, each planet from the sun.
I don't know. Wait! They taught me a song in first grade.
Okay, sing it.
No, I'm not much. Sing it! I saw Mercury and Venus. I saw the Earth, then Mars. I saw Jupiter, then Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
Neptune, it's Neptune.
You are correct.
I'm correct.
Yeah, you are. I saw Mercury, then Venus. I saw the Earth, then Mars.
All right. This next question, I don't know. I don't know anything about states where things are located or who is where or doing what. I really don't. So, what state is the Grand Canyon in? I don't know. It could be California, North Dakota, South Dakota, Arizona, or New Mexico. I really have no clue.
It is not in either of the Dakotas, and I am pretty sure it is not California as well.
So, it's Arizona or New Mexico.
It is.
I feel like New Mexico doesn't get a lot of. I feel like people don't talk about New Mexico that much, you know, but I feel like I know Arizona like that. So I feel like maybe it's in Arizona.
I think that's right. It's tricky because I want to say Arizona and New Mexico are like right next to each other as well.
I think they are. I think New Mexico is like down and to the right, maybe, and Arizona's up.
I'm going to say Arizona as well. The thing that there is an expansion in the video game Fallout New Vegas where you get to go to the Grand Canyon and you explore around there a little bit. And so it's got to be pretty close to Las Vegas. And
Arizona is closer to Vegas than New Mexico.
That's my thought. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I think we're right. We are. We've gotten everything right.
Dude, we're so smart.
A breathtaking natural wonder located in northern Arizona. Yeah. The Colorado River carved the canyon over millions of years, and it continues to flow through it today. Okay,
More
back
math.
to math. Yeah, I feel like I might know how much is the sum of the three angles of a triangle, which it could be 180, 360, 720 is just going crazy. 90 degrees or 240 degrees.
Yeah, I think it's got to be 180 degrees.
I think it is too, because I remember the angle thing that they used to make you use in elementary school to figure it out.
Yeah, because a right triangle, it's a 90-degree angle and then two 45-degree angles. And I think that you can just...
All triangles got to be like that somehow.
Yeah. I took a lot of remedial maths, but I know a lot about geometry, I think.
You go. I think I skipped geometry somehow in my education process. I don't think I learned geometry like I should have, but I do know the answer to that.
Well, hopefully you can scrounge up enough geometry knowledge to tell me what is the area of a square with a side of 5 centimeters. Is it 50 centimeters squared, 5 squared centimeters, 25 squared centimeters, 15 squared centimeters, or 20 square centimeters?
Isn't area of a square like the side times the bottom?
That's
And if
my
they're
thought. And if it's a square,
all-
it's equal
yeah.
sides.
So would it be like 5 times 5 is 25?
That's what I'm thinking.
And that's what it is. I feel like every time I think we're getting to the point like we're really good, we get to one where I really think we're gonna miss it. I have no clue what the largest South America country is by area. I literally have no idea. Argentina, Chile, Brazil, Mexico, or Peru.
Oh, it's got to be Brazil.
Brazil? Is Brazil big?
I think Brazil's really big. I think Brazil's where the Amazon rainforest is.
Oh, Peru is small. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Brazil is the largest, covers vast landmass, 8.5 million square kilometers. We just learned that, how we could figure that out.
Argentina and Chile are both very skinny and on the side, and then Mexico's in Central America, not South America.
Wow. Way to get them. But this still says South American countries like Argentina, Chile, and Mexico. So
Well, maybe
we'll have to discuss.
maybe I don't know as much as
All right, what is the smallest planet in the solar system?
Dang, and Pluto's not on here. I was hoping for the
Pluto
low-hanging
is
fruit.
not technically a planet anymore, so
Right. Okay. Let's see. The options are Mercury, Earth, Jupiter, Neptune, and Uranus. It's not Jupiter, because that's one of the bigger ones, I think. It's not Earth. If I'm going by the picture,
I was just about to say the picture is kind of giving the game away.
I would
think.
probably have to say Mercury.
It is Mercury. They really shouldn't have given the photo with all of the planets in order for you to look at and figure out.
I probably would have missed that if I didn't have that very excellent visual aid to help me out.
Right. They did just kind of give you the answer.
Yeah. I think my guess, like if I didn't have that help, it would have been between Mercury and Uranus, because I think the other ones I knew were pretty big.
Yeah, Uranus is back here. So this green one, I don't know if you can see my cursor.
Yeah.
So it is pretty big. It's between Mars and Mercury. Okay, next. Name the war that occurred between the Union and the Confederacy: the Revolutionary War, the Mexican War, World War II, the American Civil War, or the War of 1812.
What is the American Civil War?
For 500, please. That is correct. That is the American Civil War. World War II would be crazy for that far back. It's like, y'all have already done this. Yeah. 1861 to 1865. All right. Which is a prime number? 8, 30, 99, 17, or 63?
It's got to be 17. A prime number is a number that can only be divided by 1, I think, right?
Yeah, 1 in itself, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 17 is it. And it is. We're over halfway through, and we're still doing it right. And a heptagon, I've never even heard of before. What is a heptagon? And it is a shape, apparently, with how many sides? 4, 7, 9, 6, or 8?
I know this one. I want to hear what you think it is.
Okay. Well, I think 4 is a square. 4 is giving square. 6, isn't that a hexagon? So it has to be 7, 8, or 9. No, but 8 is octagon.
Yep.
And 9, so it's 7 or 9. I feel like 7, but that's just kind of a guess. Because I feel like 9 would start with an N. You know? But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you feeling lucky? You want to put it in?
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's 7.
Yes! I didn't want to ruin our streak with my wrong answer. Wow.
I don't know what you would call a shape with 9 sides, like a noventagon.
Let's look. Shape with 9 sides called nonagon.
Nonagon, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's kind of cute. I kind of like saying that. But I was right. It does start with an N. I'll take it. In which year was American President John F. Kennedy assassinated? 1890, 1943, 1963, 1910, or 1950?
I think 1963 is the only date that's even close.
I think so too, because he has this quote that I remember seeing in a show at the planetarium so many times where it's like, we choose to go to the moon and do the other things, not because they are easy, because they are hard. And he had to have been around in 63 to be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 63. The thing that is giving me any pause is like, I thought that he was assassinated later in the 60s. So I'm a little confused to see the only reasonable date being that early.
I don't even get that far because I don't have that much context. I'm just trying to base it off of other things that I know. But 63 is correct. November, the end of 63.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, well, we'll take it. Which is the capital of Belgium? Ottawa, Paris, Buenos Aires, Brussels, or Berlin? This is Canada.
Yes.
This is France. This is
Argentina.
Yeah. Berlin is that in Germany?
Yeah.
So Brussels is the only answer.
What a fun name.
Brussels?
Yeah.
Often referred to as the capital of Europe. Interesting. Known for its architecture, vibrant culture, and significant role in international politics and diplomacy. All right, Emma. Emma has 2 yardsticks, and she also has a 12-inch ruler. She laid them end to end in a line. How many feet long is the line?
Well, a yardstick is 3 feet. And if there's 2 of them, that's 6 feet. And then a 12-inch ruler is going to make it 7 feet when it's all laid out.
Absolutely. It could be like, what, 6, 7?
Yeah, a heptafoot, as it's called.
All right. Well, look, and they gave us a nice diagram. I like how this is the only one that isn't text, even though the diagram is still all text, pretty much. But yeah. Okay, this one, they took away the helper. There's a lot of space questions on here. I did not realize that when I picked this one. But I was gaming the system. What is the largest planet in our solar system? Earth, Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn?
It's either Jupiter or Saturn. I think it's Jupiter.
It's Jupiter. Did you know, though, actually, that boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider?
Yeah, I mean, I was just there earlier this week. I had to leave pretty quickly because I knew that we had this podcast today, and I didn't want to be unprepared. So
that's so nice of you. Thank you for being considerate of that.
Look, I'm in it for the bit, you know, and I want to show up for you because you always show up for me, pal.
Oh, thank you, friend. What is it called when the moon blocks the sun? A solar eclipse, a black hole, a constellation, a lunar eclipse, or a cosmos?
I mean, I wish the answer was black hole because that would be really fun. But I think
it would be funny.
It's got to be a solar eclipse because the lunar eclipse is the opposite when the moon or the sun blocks out the moon. Or
yeah, I feel like they're easy to get confused.
Mm-hmm.
It's like basically during a lunar eclipse, like it doesn't really blocking out is not really the right.
Right. And it wouldn't be the sun that blocks out the moon during a lunar eclipse. Would it?
No. It's like because if we're here and then the moon is in between us and the sun, it can only look like you can't see it, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like when it's fully faced away. I think, if I can remember that. But a solar eclipse, no, is when the moon passes directly between the sun and, if my head's the earth, the sun and the earth. You know?
Have you ever done that thing where if you're like during the solar eclipse, you can look through like the gaps on the leaves and they look like tiny little eclipses? That's
Yeah.
super cool.
It is cool. There was a really big solar eclipse here in, I want to say 2017, August of 2017, where that was really good for doing that. But also something that you should do during a solar eclipse is look directly at it with your bare eyes. I'm just kidding. Please don't do that. That's the opposite of what you should do. Yes, there are different solar eclipses, total, partial, annular. Let me see. Moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, blocking some or all of the light. Yeah. Okay. Back to now to civilizations. Inca civilizations were concentrated on what continent? South America, North America, Europe, Africa, or Asia? I truly have no idea.
It's going to be South America. The Inca were in Peru.
Okay. I like your confidence. I'll go with that. And we're correct again. Is this even fun to listen to when we're actually just really smart? Like,
yeah,
are we kind of ruining the game?
I mean, we should definitely like move the difficulty slider up at some point. But
yeah,
I mean, this was all done blind. So, I mean,
it was.
We're going in with just, our wits and our confidence, and that's all we got.
Yeah, absolutely. This one, we do have a bit of a visual aid.
I'm putting my hand over it.
I'm not. Which of the following states is not on the Gulf of Mexico? Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Alabama. I feel like we don't even really need the visual aid for this. One of these is like landlocked.
Yeah. I think it's Alabama, right?
Wait, I thought it was Georgia.
It's one of those two.
I think Alabama is further south than Georgia, isn't it?
Georgia touches Florida. So that's
on the top of it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
because I think it's like if it's Georgia and then it's touching Florida, I think Alabama is right here. Like they kind of triangularly are together, and then Louisiana, and then it's Texas.
Okay.
So I think because isn't there like Gulf Shores, Alabama? Isn't that a place in Alabama?
I have no idea. I know nothing about Alabama.
I just feel like I vaguely remember that. The only things I know about Alabama, I have learned from Alabama Rush.
But you sound confident, and we just said that is really all we have to go off of. So press the button, Alabama.
No, Georgia.
Oh. I'm so confused now.
Okay, Georgia is not on the Gulf of Mexico. I think
Alabama is further south?
Yes, I think there is a place called Gulf Shores, Alabama, which I think takes it out of the running.
Okay, yeah. It's got to be Georgia then.
Yeah. And it is. It is. Yeah, Alabama and Louisiana all have coastlines. I have to look that up. Is that a real place? Or am I making it up? No, it's a city in Alabama. It's a beach city. Okay. So maybe we should go sometime.
It sounds like a long drive.
I mean, whenever I think about I want to go to the beach, you know what I think about? Alabama. Yeah. All right. No hate to Alabama. I've never been there. I'm sure it's a lovely place in some spots. I'm sure there are parts just like everywhere else where it's not as lovely. But, I don't know.
Right. Lovely is similar to carefully. We've got a language question here. This is going to be tough. Carefully is an example of what type of word? Is it an adjective, a verb, a pronoun, a noun, or an adverb?
You want to talk pronouns? It's not a pronoun.
It's not a pronoun, nor is it a noun.
Nor is it a verb.
So an adjective is used to describe something. I want to say an adverb is used to describe a verb.
Yeah, so I think an adjective describes a noun.
Yeah, I think so too.
And an adverb modifies, describes a verb.
And I want to say that most adverbs are words that tend to end in ly.
That's interesting. See, a lot of these things I feel like in my brain are just like vibe based. I don't ever look for patterns. But I'd be like, you would walk carefully. That's modifying how you're doing something. You don't carefully TV, you know? Like
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of ways to put it together. So I explained that carefully.
there it is.
Yeah. So we're going adverb.
Yeah, let's do it.
Bravo.
Oh,
Yeah. Carefully tells us how something is being done. Okay. What kind of pattern were Roman cities built in? Grid, plane, layer, skeleton, gated.
I don't really know much about the Roman Empire, but I want to
I
say
don't either.
grid. I think that it was a pretty modern city for its time, and I want to say that that's how modern cities are. They tend to be laid out in a grid.
I would think that you're correct.
It also
Because
like a skeleton city doesn't make any sense. A gated city kind of makes sense. Plain and layered are kind of like weird descriptions here. So I think
I agree.
grid has to be it.
I don't know how else you would think you outline it or a pattern you would lay out. That's what I'm trying to come up with. Lay out a city. I don't know what other pattern you could use.
You could do it in like a spiral. I don't know why
That
you
would
would,
be-
but you could.
I guess you can do whatever you want. People have the free will to do whatever. It's just why would you decide to do that is the real question.
I mean, there have been cities, I'm sure, that have been made by, avant-garde city planners and what do you call them? Architects, but like we haven't heard about them. Fifth
No.
graders certainly don't know about them.
Right. Where are they? The people want to know. They're asking.
So we've got a question in the Northern Hemisphere. What month is the autumnal equinox? August, September, October, November, and April. Everybody's favorite autumnal
Autumn
month.
month. Yeah. So I think they just threw in that one so there would be 5 choices.
Yeah.
I know that the summer solstice and the winter solstice are in June and December, respectfully. So it would need to be smack in the middle of both of those. So that would be September.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's September. I always think about September being summer because that's when school starts, but it pretty quickly becomes autumn.
Yeah, okay. Let's go with it. Oh, thank God. I was scared. For a second, I thought maybe it would be October. The moment when day and night are nearly equal in length, signaling the beginning of autumn. It doesn't feel like autumn is beginning here, though, in September. So I
No.
guess maybe that's my hesitancy because it's hot until at least mid-October.
Yeah, it's weird because I think about September, like the start of September is very warm. And then by the time we get to Halloween at the end of October, like you got to wear long sleeves with your Halloween costume or else you're just going to be, too chilly.
Yeah. Or like this week, it was literally freezing.
Yeah. I was out walking Izzy and I was like, old girl, you got to hurry up. It is.
We don't have time for this.
It's cold.
Yeah, apparently my mom took Buddy outside and he went and he ran into the yard. He was out there for 30 seconds and he came back and he was like ready to go, which he will spend all day out in the yard if you would let him. But he's like, I don't want to be here anymore. It's too fucking cold. What ancient civilization built the city of Machu Picchu in the Andes Mountains of Peru? The Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans, or the Romans? I'm going to say it's probably not the Romans.
No, I mean, that
that they
doesn't
were
look like
there.
a grid layout to me. It can't be the
That's
Romans.
it's not giving grid.
I think I answered this question earlier. I mean, the Incas were in Peru.
Yeah, you did. Is it all Incas all the time? Is
The-
everything coming up Incas?
It is.
It
Everything's
is.
coming up Incas. Well, the Aztecs and the Mayans, I believe, were both in Central America, like Mexico, but I'm not entirely certain.
I remember doing a 4th grade project on either the Aztecs or the Mayans or the Incas. I can't remember which one it is. Like one of those shoebox
Mhm.
like diorama things. I like vaguely recall that happening now as a result of everything that we've gone over here today. But That's as much as I can remember.
Yeah.
Is making the box.
Look, we got the dub on that one. We got to just move on.
Yeah. How long is one regular term for a member of the House of Representatives in the U.S.?
Civics is not my best subject.
This is crazy because this is something that I feel like we really should know.
Yeah.
I think they're shorter. They're shorter than 4. I think.
So the choices are 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6 years.
Yeah.
If it's shorter than 4, I think it's got to be 2 years.
I feel like I want to say it could be 3.
My gut instinct was, I'll just go look it up, but I can't do that because
no, but I guess like even numbers.
Yeah.
For everything.
I tend to think about it all as even numbers.
So yeah, I'm with you. Let's go 2. Because we have elections, midterm elections, which happen in the middle of the president's term, which are 2 years in. So let's go 2. Context clues.
Oh my gosh. I was sweating on that one.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I sure do hope we don't look stupid. Short-term length was designed to keep representatives closely connected to the changing opinions and needs of their constituents. I don't see how that accomplishes that goal, especially if they're just reelected, but...
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Which one of the following states is not part of the 4 corners? New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, Utah, or Nevada? I don't even know what the 4 corners are.
So this is interesting. This is there was a Breaking Bad episode that featured the 4 corners. So the 4 corners.
Oh, it's where all the states intersect. Now that you say that, I know what you're talking about.
Right. So you can look on the diagram and you see Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah are all on it. So that would mean that
Nevada is not included.
Nevada is not included.
Okay. Thank you. All you had to say was Breaking Bad. It's like, doesn't Skylar and I forgot the name of their daughter. Skylar takes her whenever she like realizes what's happening and they go and stand at the 4 corners. Isn't that something that happens?
I kind of remember, like, I do think it was Skylar who goes to the 4 corners. I remember her standing because there's like a monument there or something. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember much more.
And she throws a coin up, like she's trying to figure out where she's going to go, and it like lands in New Mexico again. I feel like that's something like she's trying to figure out if she's going to leave and she doesn't. Mm-hmm. Rip. Bless her heart. I love that show.
It's a great show.
Woohoo! Thank you for living in Colorado briefly so we could answer that question. How many questions is this? Oh,
just 2.
31.
2 more?
Just 2 more. What is the smallest prime number?
This is another question I feel like we already answered, but I think we answered it because we were explaining our thought process. So I think it's 1.
I think it'd be 1 too, because it is divisible by 1, but also itself, which is also 1 in this case.
Yeah. 1, 3, and 5 are all... Oh no.
No! We got our first one wrong! Because it can't be themselves. It greater than 1. Oh, prime numbers are natural numbers greater than 1, only divisible by 1 of themselves. So we got the second part right.
Right.
But we didn't know the first part.
Oh, man.
Wow. That was a terrible sound.
It would be a math question, too, that we messed up.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Which was the first patented invention of Thomas Edison? The light bulb, the telegraph, the electrographic vote recorder, the carbon microphone, or the gramophone? Oh, man. Isn't Alexander Graham Bell the telegraph guy? Isn't that not Thomas Edison?
I think you're right, yeah. I mean, Edison's the light bulb guy. I just don't know if that's the first invention.
No, I don't think it's the vote recorder or the telegraph. I don't know why it would be the microphone. Gramophone. I feel like I don't know anything about him other than light bulb.
I think the gramophone is the thing where it was like the cylinder that it's kind of like a vinyl record, but it's recorded on a cylinder. Let's go light bulb.
Yeah. We've already missed 1. Oh my god, the
Oh.
electrographic vote recorder? What even is this? Designed to streamline the voting process in legislative bodies by allowing for quick and accurate tallying of votes. It was not commercially successful. It marked the beginning of his prolific career. Okay, I want to know what this looks like. I'll get a picture. Vote recorder. It's like, I'm confused. Hold on. I'm sharing my other screen with you.
God, I can't believe we just dropped the ball at the end.
I know, at the
It's
very
brutal.
end.
Devastating, dude.
Okay, like, what is this?
It just looks like a piece
What
of
is
paper.
this supposed to do? Yeah. I'm confused.
Why is it that this was this was used to record votes, and now we have a machine that's like 50 times as big as this? Like the
I don't
technology was simple and elegant, and now we can't get back to that.
I guess not. I'm just confused as to, I don't understand how this is supposed to work. Like, I truly don't. I'm not seeing the vision here. Is this like a stamping situation? Like, what is the crank doing? I'm confused.
Yeah, it's baffling to say the least. I mean, turning the crank is the only thing that I can really see doing anything, but like, it doesn't make any sense. No wonder it wasn't successful.
Yeah, no wonder. Well, I guess now we know. Okay, well, let's see our results, even though we know we missed 2. This is to certify that Wavestream, we still got an A! 93 out of 100.
Just barely. But man, that's pretty satisfying.
Yeah, phew. And look, it's blue, like we're blue. That's nice to know.
We
We missed 2 questions both at the end.
We should print that out and put it in our office.
Absolutely. We so should. I will save it right now. We deserve this.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm going to tell everyone about this. We just
Honestly,
barely made it.
Yeah. Honestly, I was like, this is so easy. Like, I'm just like soaring through this with no problems until we reach the very end.
I feel like we got lulled into a false sense of security because the questions were so easy.
Yeah, we had too much faith in ourselves. We were like, don't worry, everything's going to be fine.
Well,
And then it wasn't because of freaking Edison and his freaking vote recorder that nobody even freaking knows how to use or cared about. Nobody. Okay, this is the thing. Don't ask me about that. Nobody cared about it when it came out. Why are you asking me about that all these years later? Okay, it's not for me to know.
yeah.
Some things, I think that's the ultimate thing. When it comes to trivia, when it comes to being smarter than a 5th grader, some things are just not for me to know. Realistically, how much of this do I use in my day-to-day life? None. Why is it stored up here? I don't know. Some of it is.
I mean, I don't even think 5th graders know about that. Again, like, are we spending so much time learning about Edison that we're going through all of his successes and failures? I don't think we are.
I don't know. We haven't been in 5th grade in a while.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Maybe that's what they're doing these days. Maybe we should phone up a 5th grader and see if they know what that is.
Ooh. Do I know any 5th graders? I think I might. I think my nieces are 5th. My nieces are what, like 8? So they're probably what, like a 3rd grader?
Yeah, 8 is like 3rd grade. So they might not have gotten to it yet.
Yeah. I mean, they know how to work like an iPad, though. They're smart.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everybody born, I don't know, like 2000 and later just like grew up knowing how to use a device and never had to actually learn.
I think that's really what we learned here today is that if you're not smarter than a 5th grader, you can always look it up on Google and figure it out later.
And that's the thing. That's the real tea. Because my other question was going to be, why do we need to know all of this stuff when we could find the answer in 10 seconds?
Yeah, we didn't even need to use AI. We just figured it out.
We just figured it out. Look at us go. We're so talented.
We are so talented. And funny and smart and gosh,
and
we're just and beautiful and fun.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a fun episode. I feel like really better about myself, I think, even despite the little kind of fluke that we had there at the end. But
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I could be more confident if somebody were to say, like, let's go to trivia. Maybe I'm not the dumbest person in the room.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with like how we were able to recollect facts, and B, use the critical thinking and reasoning to find answers where we didn't know it. I also
That's
think
actually valid. Yeah, I think a lot of our answers correct for the critical thinking part.
I also think that
fair.
it's really funny because I do think that there were moments where we showed some of the, you know, the facts that we didn't know. Like, if you were listening to this and you caught us saying something dumb while we were trying to figure something out, let us know, because those gems are in there for sure.
Yeah, please let us know what things that we don't even understand. We don't understand. You don't know what you don't know. I don't know what other people know.
All I know is I don't know nothing.
All I know is that we've reached the end of this episode.
That's true.
Dive.
That is it for this dive, and thank you so much for being here. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at wavestream.media. And if you want a podcast like this one, or totally not like this one, visit our website, wavestream.media. Talk soon.